What's going on, everybody? This is Super Robot, and today we are going to talk about Big Convoy. Now, I had a video I did a take. That take was too long, and I'm going to shorten this take. Basically, I don't like this Big Convoy. I don't think this Big Convoy looks better than the original. I don't think it functions as well as the original, and that's saying a lot. Now, in the beginning, I had high hopes for this figure. I was looking at this figure through rose-colored glasses, but then the day I woke up, I had some stuff I had to do, some meetings, even though I'm on vacation. Other stuff, not my work, with other ventures that I do. And I found out today I'm not a very smart person. I guess. I mean, I don't know. I mean, because I just do this, and I know what I do. It's all good. I guess I gotta brush up on that. But if I have time. But anyway, back to what I do, because what I do makes money. Pays my bills. We're going to talk about what I know, and we're going to talk about this today. Let me just be honest. It's shortcuts. And the thing is, this is leader class. This is a leader class figure, which I'm going to post a link to the video where I said this should actually be a commander class video, not because of the size. No, because of the size, but because of the parts. This is the original Big Convoy. This is the Encore version, which is a slight repaint of the original, but more animation, and it just looks, and it does more. It has launching missiles. You can put the cannon in his hand. He doesn't need a stand. It holds it well. The arms are substantial. Like this one, so far, I gotta say it just looks sparse, and I don't like that. I don't like that you had a sculpt where, with all of the modern tricks in the trade that we can do, you could not duplicate, you couldn't improve it. You could not improve it. And when I say that, yeah, the kibble looks more improved. There are certain aspects of it, but there's a reduction because in the original we had launching missiles. And both of the gun with 2 missiles can launch from there, and you had launching missiles on the leg cannons, which are those hook weapons. So now they're reduced to being like just there as in cosmetics. The horns can now come off and form weapons, which I mean, I hate when they shoehorn in playability like that because it looks tacky. You'll see that later on. Now, the improvements are in the sculpt, and that's going to show when we look at the alt mode. The alt mode looks very, very more streamlined. Like, this is probably where I think a lot of people will say it is better. In this instance, yeah, the shape of it looks better. It looks more like a woolly mammoth, where the other one looks like he was carrying like a side child, and just because he had those side panel kibble thingies that just it just didn't look good. So we see the original. Yeah, the original had some flaws, but I will say I like the trunk. Yes, it does. Even though it's not filled in, it was that way because it had like ability to kind of like. It had the ability to be turned, not turned, like it was flexible to an extent. And I think that looks a lot better. But yeah, underside, front wise, the alt mode, I think they really did do a good job with that as far as nailing it so far. I will give them that. There's some things that I see. And, we're seeing from the opposite hand side. Again, though it does what some... What some has said today looks more like it does look like shit, but it's you understand, and even in the back it looks much better than the original, because with the original, if you don't get the kibble even close to right edge, just looks like a clusterfuck of a mess. You know this if you own this. And even the front, even though the trunk looks kind of weird, it still looks more like a woolly mammoth to me and the original in that regards. And here he is next to the Lao Convoy, or Leo Prime, and the regular, I guess that's Kingdom Optimus Primal. That's to be expected. Robot mode looks, now let me say what's wrong with it. What it really looks, you could see how it's It doesn't. That was one thing about the original in robot mode. You knew it was a shell former, but they gave it their all in that robot. Because if you took off all the parts of the shell, you had a pretty nice looking robot, and you could still take all that stuff off and have a clean robot. You literally, yeah, that's the other thing that a lot of people haven't done with the figures. Every of the kibble parts are on ball joints. You just take them right off. He looks a little weird, but you get a better look at the body, and the body looks a lot more substantial than this. And I think the kibble, the way it hangs off, makes it look cheap. I don't know if that's like a mistransformation thing. But Laserwave, basically the guy that has this figure, and I did, you know, always, if it's Laserwave, I'll put his name on top of the toy, so you know it's his. Yeah, you know, he's doing his best to show us how things fit. I mean, the missiles fit on the legs, you know, it's close enough. I mean, hey, you know, we're not going to get mechanics anymore. On the back, the cannon fits. Now that's why I have a problem. Like, it looks like on the back, it looks unnatural. Like, that was the one thing I like about the original. If you position the cannon, you can see that he's got the cannon on his back, but it hangs, and how you could fold down the sides. Now it just looks hodgepodgey. The Matrix doesn't have that oomph. Like the original, boy, that thing was shiny. With the Encore, they painted it blue, but it just, even like with the chest, you know, with the, oh man, the original had that clear, like, opening. You can see the Matrix, you know, and yeah, he's leader class, so he's not, you know, he's, man, I don't know, man. Y'all told me I was crazy, and here's another picture of him. And yeah, even holding the Matrix, the paint apps, it's more brighter. Yeah, this toy will pop on your shelf. Now, here's the Buster Cannon version, which also comes with the original cannon as well, but you get the Buster Cannon too. I think you get some retooling so you can make it look just like that. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. And I'm sure we can get a Matrix accessory for him. I'm sure we get DNA. They maybe give us newer parts. Who knows? But I'm going to tell y'all something, man. Big Convoy was one of those figures that was like, can they top this? And let me tell you, this is the one figure I think has stumped the engineers with the modern tricks of the trade. So that's what it really comes down to. The modernization of our figures, Big Convoy from 26 years ago was that. The only thing the Big Convoy didn't have was a rotating fist. He had feet swivel, where most figures did not. He had elbow joint, everything. He was probably, you know, Big Convoy was one of those great figures, and he was always available. He wasn't something that got rare. The original Loud Convoy was hard to find. Yeah, because you can get the Flash one. Flash Loud Convoy was everywhere. Like, hey, I hated that. It's ugly. It doesn't even look like the original. And then they had like the red clear Optimus Primal, but they didn't again, it wasn't right. They had a silver head and it had like a gold head. Yeah, they didn't look like, you know, they do the double convoy tech. It just didn't look like that. But Big Convoy, that toy, that figure, that original is still one of those figures where you, like, if you looked at my shelf, I have I think that's the Netflix Primal that comes with Rat Trap, the one that's Walmart, where they give you like the more like darker colors a little bit. Then there's, of course, Leo Primal, Loud Convoy, and then Big Convoy is like at the end, and he looks, my Big Convoy, my Encore version, looks exactly like a modern figure. I mean, I don't know if it was much they could do with the original, except maybe improve what was there, but it didn't happen. And y'all know it and I know it, but it's still going to sell because, you know, who wants to go and buy the Encore version now? You know what I'm saying? I mean, plus they can do repaints. They can do the blue version. They can do the Ultra Mammoth. They can do the Nemesis. Big Black Convoy, because there's a difference between Big Black Convoy and the Nemesis Prime paint job. So, I mean, that's the opportunities galore. So I'm not going to knock it, but I'm going to tell you, it doesn't look as good as the original. That is the God honest truth. Debate me. I know what I'm talking about. So what are your thoughts? Leave them down in the comments below. This is Super Robot Ed. When this reveals today, we'll see you soon. Bye bye.